It's Grand Archive.
I wasn't ready. It is, though. Thanks for coming back.
Here I am.
Mm-hmm. Where did you go?
I went to Puerto Rico.
Do they have Grand Archive there?
No.
All right, so that's how we're gonna leave that. Locals at our lovely Haven Games.
Wait, what episode is it? I think it's 9.
Yeah.
No, wait.
I'm having more water.
It's Grand Archive time.
So yes, episode 9. Got a lot to go over. A lot of new news came out. A lot of economic craziness going on with the game, for better or worse. I think for better. Depends on who you ask.
Yep.
But we will start with locals that we both played at on Thursday. We both made top 4. We both played the same Fire Lorraine deck that is credited to
40%, I think.
Yep.
He was the one that won the big 2-day multi-group event over on the Discord, the official Grand Archive Discord, and good for them. But we copied the list, good old net deck, just like as true Americans do.
I think if you're over 30, you are fully entitled to just net deck and have a great day, which we did.
Yep. So we both went 3-1. We both lost to the same deck.
Yeah.
We both lost to a Fire Merlin, but really it could have been any Fire Mage. Really, I mean, we lost to Erupting.
We'll give credit to Devin.
Yeah,
he was very
absolutely.
excited.
Yeah.
Congrats, Devin. But
4-0 on Merlin, which he's very happy about.
And our matches with him, I think it was the same turn, same everything. First couple of turns, he's like, I'll play Witch, I'll Burner, draw 17 cards, and then he just is Rhapsody, and we're like, neat.
Yeah,
enjoy your packs, because we didn't have Lantern. So
didn't have Lantern, didn't have a. Definitely could have like played it in the 12 card deck, but I don't know how much it would have helped in terms of like I would have needed to see it or play it without like going to level 2.
Oh, yeah.
And at that point, I'm kind of in danger of just losing to normal. Fire stuff. So yeah, no, it was a good time though. I mean, I went 3-1 and. It really does feel like, for the most part, though, like I feel like in a best of 3, I think I would have had the edge in that matchup. Would have sided in correctly, would have known that they were on Erupting, and could have planned for it. Other than that, though, every time I played on Thursday, at locals, it felt like I was never really like in danger of losing, and I feel like that's just Fire Lorraine at this point. Like I really do feel like it just feels good. Like, I don't ever feel like, sometimes, even if I feel like I bricked pretty hard, like I'm not doing a lot, it's like, I have time. Like, a lot of the decks don't go as fast, so, except for, like I said, Erupting Merlin, sorry. But yeah, no, I think I played well. It was my first time playing Fire Lorraine at an event, and I can see why it's so popular. It just feels very consistent. And it feels like it's not only is it consistent, it's very powerful. You usually don't get both together. And yeah, no, it was a good time.
And you always have floating memory. You always have something on the field that's punching them, even just for a little bit. And then you're like, you can kill it or I'll kill it. I don't know. It doesn't even matter to me. And every game. In fact, there was a new player watching us, and I brought in Pendragon on. When I hit level 3, I'm like, it's a 3/4 for 2. And they're like, that's insane. And I'm like, but, and then I draw 2 cards. And they're like, that doesn't even seem, and I'm like, no, Horsey Man delivers. It's okay. And then, it was a pretty good time. And then we got our prizing, which kind of leads us into talking yet again about silver and gold packs.
We have 2 sides of the spectrum.
Yes, we do.
Silver packs. So we'll start on my side.
Sure.
It's the less exciting side. So this is my experience opening silver packs. I don't even know what was in it. I'll be honest, because it was unplayable rares that were not foil, and it's just we harped on it a lot last episode that I was on, and it's just one of those things where silver packs, for the most part, just don't feel good, to the point where I'm almost at the point where I don't even want to open them, because I know some people are willing to shell out for them, and I don't want to take that risk because I think the risk is it's just not there in terms of like what people will pay for them. So, but it's funny because while I opened nothing,
this
might as well have been nothing.
This wasn't at the most recent locals. This was like 2 weeks ago, but I think I got second.
Okay.
And I opened the gold pack, and I did get a foil, and I was like, okay, like, that's neat. I need it. I need it for Path of Silver, whatever. And then Devin and Tim kept saying, like, what did you get? What did you get? And I'm like, all right, hold on your panties. We're getting there. So I do the pull tab.
Yep.
And I saw red flowers, and I was like,
ooh.
I don't know about this, but it is foil. So, like, because I always check if it's foil first, and I'm like, all right, it's awesome.
Because it's like when you pull a little part of the pack away, you can see that it's foil right away.
Yeah, as it's peeking out, and Devin was like, oh, let me get over there and see what it is. And he's like, no, that's Nia, or Naya, however you say it. And no, we did pull it. Out
of a silver pack.
And yes, there was much excitement. I didn't squeal or anything like that, but I was shaking. I got the little crack shakes you get when you score big. So I was really happy about that. But immediately I was like, of course, I complain about silver packs, and then I get this. So now anytime I say anything about it, I'm kind of like, sound ridiculous. But no, to be fair, I've asked a lot of our locals and people in the Discord what they think of silver packs, and some are agreeing with you. There are people who collect them, crack them, do whatever. Mm-hmm. So they're using it just to sell or trade. Some people like maybe getting this or something, but no, I am fully on board with doing a promo of the month. Everyone knows what they're getting. Hey, I participated, I did well, and now I have this. And one of the biggest things for the game is the art. So having a full art is a great thing for the game to flex. I don't know. But
for me, it's like, even if it wasn't a guaranteed promo, like even if I had seasons, I think I said this again last week. We're going to move on to other things very soon, but I still think just what supporter pack is what event packs should have been. Like if there was like a season of event packs, and this is like the cards you could get out of it, and these are your promos for that season, I think that would have done. I would be much more excited to open a silver pack. Right, you could still have the silver and golds be like more likely to get foils or not. Yeah. But like getting even a silver pack, but knowing that I'm going to get one of these like specific to this season kind of promo cards would have been very good. Because right now the only specific to this season promo cards are these really expensive, really hard to get collector rares. And for most people that aren't named James, they might as well not exist for a lot of them. Like it's such a chase in something that should be like a celebration of going to your locals. Whereas most of the time you open those, especially because again, the recommended breakdown is that only first and second get gold packs. Yep. And then everyone else's get some amount of silver packs. For most people, opening a silver pack is a nothing burger. It's like it's a rare, and you're like, well, okay.
And I think for newer players, and this isn't concerning you, but like for newer players who are like, I finally made top 4, it's exciting, and then it's like, well, here's your silver pack. I think they hype it up so much because they're like, I made it, I'm getting a silver pack, and then they open it and they're like, I have dozens of these. Like,
no, especially I can't even tell you the rares I got because they were so inconsequential. They immediately hit the table and I just left. Like, I'll be honest, like it's.
But we saw that at several tables, unfortunately, and I mean, it just is what it is. And to your point, having the supporter pack sort of thing, then you get promos and you can trade them because that is something people will want to collect.
I care about the Tamer one, you care about the Warrior one, and yeah. That's just a little feedback I would like to see, like maybe like a season 2, like we get like something like that. But yeah, no, I also kind of understand having the foils from the set be more obtainable through silver and gold packs. So there's a balance there. But I personally would have liked to see promos that are specific to locals in that. And again, the only ones currently are Nia, Arthur, and the Ice Lady.
Is it Luna? I don't know why I wanted to say that, but yeah, and maybe they can reach out to us. I am curious. Are we going to get a specific promo thing for Fractured Crown? Just because I think by the time like July hits, I think people are going to be like, wow, more silver packs. Like they're going to be over it. It's going to be like...
I think there is a new season for each set.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I would assume, but I don't know for sure. But moving on from there, let's move on to something fun and exciting. Ascent Sold Out.
Oh yes. Yeah.
I mean, it's fun and exciting for us because we're in. I got my ticket. Now I had a little bit of a hiccup. I tried to get VIP. Was able to VIP Pass Steal. Was able to see it populate. Click the little one button. Click the checkout. Got the little wheel, and then it said this page could not be loaded. Hit reload, and it was sold out. So I was there like refreshing, like on like even like 30 seconds, like a full minute before like I think it was 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And just like refreshing, and then.
Oh yeah, 8 Central, so it was 9 o'clock for us. Yeah.
And so wasn't able to get it, but then kept my chin up and still just was like, all right, well, I just need a ticket. So just bought the regular basic ticket just to get in Path of Steel. I know you got VIP for Path of Silver, which is very exciting. Although
I was trolling our Discord quite a bit. I got a couple people hooked.
You tried to get me. I was like, I don't believe you.
Yeah, no. It was like at 8:59, Kayla was like, "You're on it, right?" And I'm like, I've got it. I'm F5ing. I got it. I was happy about that. But in Discord, everyone was like, "Did you get it?" And I was like, "You guys still have like 50 minutes. What's going on?" And Andrew was panicking.
Yeah.
He was like, "What are you talking about? It's already sold out." I'm like, "No. Don't like mess with me." Whatever. But no, we have quite a group going to Ascent. I think
it's like almost. It's like 90% of the locals, I feel like.
Yeah, it's a big scene going.
Which is great. Coming from Orlando, there's going to be people from Australia, people from New Zealand, I think, but definitely Australia. And no, it's going to be a good time. I do wish they were able to secure a bigger venue because I think I get it. These venues have to be booked so far in advance that when they first announced Ascent, right, and they first announced the player caps, the scene was not even probably half of what it is now in terms of like popularity. Yeah. So they originally were probably thinking we're not even going to fill 256 players. Like we're going to have open spots, people can show up. Then I remember there was like a week before tickets went live. It was Silidar and one of the other blues, but I don't remember. They're like, we're worried that like we might not have enough room. And it was kind of like in the back of their minds, I think. And then like we saw what happened. They wish probably that they had been able to get a bigger venue. Yeah. Because not only did VIP sell out in seconds, because well, a lot of people saying it was botted. I don't think it was botted. There was 24 slots and people wanted it. So, and I know like 3 people personally, like locally.
Oh yeah, like out of our Discord alone was probably like 10% of the tickets.
Like 3 or 4 people got it. So, it was very coveted. People wanted it. Yep. So, and there was only 24 of them. Now, granted, if I'm Weebs, that tells me that I want to bump VIP. I mean, that's a lot of money to leave on the table if VIP sold out so fast. And also just bumping tickets because not only did VIP sell out in seconds, the actual event itself, Path of Steel at least, the side that players play in, sold out in like 3 to 5 minutes, somewhere in there.
Yep.
Very fast, completely gone. Just you cannot buy a ticket to Path of Steel. It's sold out. Thank you very much. And yeah, no, it's one of those things where it's a complete double-edged sword, right? And I know that's a cliche, but on one hand, you're happy you sold out your event. You could not have done any better for what you had, right? It's completely sold out. On the other hand, because it's sold out so fast, now you have a bunch of people on the outside looking in, kind of with a bit of disdain.
Yes, and there were a ton of people in Discord that were like, "What event? What are you talking about?" And we're like, "Oh, there's Ascent, and this is what you get." And they're like, "Oh, where do I sign up?" And we're like, "Silly peasant, you're long gone. Like you have no chance."
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at like, I would say the closest thing to Grand Archive right now, in terms of not in terms of gameplay, but in terms of just where they are as a company, is basically like early on Flesh and Blood, early on LSS, in terms of like how they're growing, how fast they're growing, things like that. And I would say that most people are used to a calling which I would say is probably close to an Ascent, probably like what they want it to be. And you can sign up for the calling pretty much, and it's like, 800, 900, 1,000 people at these callings, so it gets pretty full. But you're able to sign up like pretty much all the way up to the event start time, really. I think we've had like 1 or 2 sell out, like completely sell out. And they were attached to bigger events like Pro Tour or whatever. My point is that they were used to doing that. And they were like even Ryan in our group was like, oh, I was going to sign up for Ascent, but guess not. Because he didn't know it was going to sell out. Like, he didn't know he had to be there just for like a basic ticket.
Yeah.
So he pretty much came like later on that weekend, was like, oh, is Ascent sold out? And I was like, eh.
Yeah, it was like 5 minutes.
So again, they live, they learn, they realize like, oh, we made a good game. People want to come play it. Yeah. People want to compete, which is a great thing. Really, they should pat themselves on the back for having a game that people want to play that bad. And at the same time, next event, maybe bump that to 500, bump that to 1,000 at least max.
Yeah, they'll have more confidence in getting a bigger venue and all that. Something that was very interesting to me. I'm not sure how it is with other games, but I know with this specific event, everybody rushed to sign up. They wanted like the D30 or the promos or whatever, but they didn't even know what the promos were. And then they found out it was Hasty Messenger, and they were like,
a full art Hasty Messenger.
Oh, cornbread!
Like,
So
yeah, I'm a little
very excited about
sad.
that.
I only get my one non-foil Hasty Messenger, but it's okay. I would rather worry about winning at this point. Did I want VIP? 100%. Am I gonna be upset that I didn't get it, or like throw tomatoes at the devs when I get there, like boo, 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 tomato, tomato, tomato? No, I'm not at all. I'm actually really excited to go compete and play, do my best, whatever that deck that I think is going to take me there, do as good as I can, because that's, at the end of the day, that's what I'm going for. I'm going to compete and put my stamp on the first big event. I want to top 8 that event so bad. Yeah. And not just for the promos. I really want to just, like, personally, I want to do well at an event. I want to have that sense of accomplishment that I got there. So, and I hope other people who are going feel the same. I hope, and I can't like force anyone to do this, but like if you got VIP, congratulations. But like, play. Hopefully, you didn't take a spot from someone who was looking to play. I understand that the promos are probably going to pay for your ticket, if not more so. But I do hope that most people who got tickets in general are competitors. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I completely agree. And it was a nice package that came with the VIP thing. But even if you don't play in the main thing, like, I don't know, do the side events, meet people. Like, that's kind of the whole thing. Just, like, be a part of it. Don't show up and then leave. Like, I don't know, it's kind of lame.
They have their 800 side event tickets or whatever, and they're just like, 2 play mats, please.
Yeah, and then just bounce. Yeah.
I really want an uncut sheet, too. That would be cool. I know I just said I was like, I'm not really worried about collecting, but an uncut sheet. I have 2 uncut sheets for Flesh and Blood. I haven't gotten them framed yet, but I just look at them, like, I'm so happy about them, and I would really love to have, like, Grand Archive uncut sheets. That'd be so cool.
The funny thing is, if it's a non-foil uncut sheet, it'll be like a few $100s. But if it's a foil cut sheet in this game, it'll be like...
It would almost be worth it to cut it yourself.
Yeah, oh, yeah, then just sleeve it up and be like, well, that's the whole set. Now I'm off to Path of Silver.
I just take a card and just, like, with an X-Acto knife, just slowly outline the card.
Can always glue it back.
But no, I think it would be really cool. I think uncut sheets are one of the cooler things, and keeping uncut sheets and other things like that event exclusive makes them really coveted in a good way. That's one of the few things where I think exclusivity is a good thing.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm excited for Ascent. I think we're gonna do well. You're competing in Path of Silver.
Oh, I'm doing Path of Silver. Which,
why don't you give us an update? How are you doing?
An update, pretty good.
I got a foil hunt.
Getting the collector rares and all that, I don't think it's happening. I'll just hope that...
I mean, you have a couple.
I have a couple. My biggest fear, as I've said multiple times, is I'm hoping the themes is like just something very niche. If it's just like swords or rocks or like a certain animal. If it's like Rye, that means like whoever has 3 Rye CSRs is just gonna blow everyone else out. Because the CSRs are like thousands of points, which just kind of catapults you ahead.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm envious of the people that have that kind of collection, but what I'm doing is, and I'm getting there. One foil for every card, one copy of a foil. I have Nia and Arthur for the CSRs.
Which, good for you. Those ones actually count.
Yeah, which is something...
They're promos, but they don't have the promo...
like the purple PR thing. Yeah. And yeah, that's something we learned was that most promos don't even count. So I was worried about getting like Bubble Mage and some of the other ones.
The Bubble Mage, which is old, and then of course the like region exclusive promos, like the one in Australia and Singapore. I think was the other one.
Yeah. Wait, what? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Those I was like, how am I ever going to get those? And they're probably going to be worth a ton of points. They're worth nothing, which is fine with me. But I want to get top 8. To be honest, even getting over the 100,000 point mark, you get some cool stuff. Which Silidar, someone was like, I don't know if I want to get a normal silver ticket. I don't have a chance. I'm just kind of like a casual collector. And he was like, if you have just a basic collection, doesn't have to be every non-foil card, but just something basic, you will do well. You will hit 100,000. So that made me a little bit more confident. No, I don't have thousands of dollars to spend on like a first edition GCR and like all that stuff. Like it's not happening. But
every single hero from start to finish, like the Rye level 1, 2, 3 and the Lorraine level 1, 2, 3 and
but I am celebrating my smaller victories. Like I pulled a foil Pendragon and I was like, all right, that's like $80 I don't have to deal with.
It's been fun to also help you with it. Because, like, I don't personally, like... So, it's funny, in other card games, specifically, again, I bring it up all the time, and I apologize, but Flesh and Blood is my other big game that I play. I am very much I like the foilies. I like the... especially on anything illusionist is very pretty, so I try to, like, foil the crap out of that stuff. Promos, expensive cards, but something about Grand Archive, I talked about it before a little bit, but everything to me just feels so out of reach that I, like... don't care as much, honestly. Like I just would rather play, which is a good thing. I mean, in a way, like I don't have to worry about getting the most expensive or like crazy thing. It's just like focus on playing. So like every time I pull a foil, I'm like, hey James, you need it?
Oh yeah, no, and I appreciate it. There's been multiple of our locals that are like, when you leave, I'll give you. Like Scott was like, I'll give you my Rye. Good luck. Just bring it back in like one piece. And I'm like, no, I understand that. But I mean, let's be honest. When I pulled this. When I pulled the Nia, I posted on Facebook. I was like, "Hey, this is really exciting!" And immediately someone was like, "Would you take $750 for it?" And that's below rate, but it's $750.
It's still like $750. Yeah.
So unfortunately, there are a lot of people that are like, "Oh, are you playing in Path of Silver?" Like you understand, it's like a whales game. Like if you want to have any chance, and I think the devs are trying to tone that down a bit. They're like, "No, you can still get like." Exclusive playmats and promos. Like you don't have to sell your house to like to be competitive.
I mean I totally get that. I think something they could do to is the right word, like assuage or whatever. It's like to assuage people's fears or things like that would be like an example. Like a pure like not the actual themes, I know they've kind of talked about it and there's been like how themes might work, but I'm saying a pure full example. These are 3 themes that could happen and this is what a like collection could look like and this is how it would score. Like all of them, like every card that's in that and how it's graded. I think that could really help people kind of understand what they're going for, because right now it's like they might say butterflies and then it's like, oh damn, I need like the Lorraine level 2 collector. Something like that. So I think that would help. Maybe we'll get one closer to the event. I mean, Ascent is still, there's so much talk about it, but it's in September, and it's at the end of September. It might as well be really that
Yeah, it's like 5 months away. Yeah, it's still got a
so
while.
it's got some time. So there's still a lot that they can, kind of bring to light in terms of like what they're looking for, at least for Path of Silver, for sure.
To the events, or like to the Path of Silver's credit, though, I mean, most games don't even offer this. It's just get good, or
you say most.
You're showing up.
No game offers.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like,
no,
this
that's a good
is
point,
completely brand new. A collector tournament. That's why I'm hoping that like it's not just whaling, right? Because eventually, it's like what's gonna happen is that like it really will be like just out of, again, there's already like, to me, like I'm one person, but like already to me, like collecting or having any type of real collect or chasing anything is so out of reach, and I'm not even that like struggling that much. I just don't want to. It's just so far and away,
and
like,
it's stressful. I have opened a grand total of 3 cases, 18 boxes. I have never pulled a foil UR. I've never pulled a
like the collector,
which is why I'm very happy that Fractured Crown is just gonna be like, yeah, you have to put down
for a case,
a large amount for a case, but you are at least getting one, and you'll experience that. And I'm like, that's worth it to me.
And then you'll have like a lot to supplement my playing attention.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Here's your play set. Now you can go win
Ascent.
Yeah. So
so it's almost, I'm sponsored by James.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I wear a little James patch on my jersey that I'm not gonna wear,
and it'll say it's
Grand Archive
time. But that is far away. What is coming up soon? Actually, in about 8 weeks.
I don't know.
We have both store championships coming up, and we have regionals coming up. They made a big announcement on their page about it, an announcement on Discord as well. They are doing store championships, which would be, I'm trying to think of like the Flesh and Blood equivalent would be. It's not like a...
it's like an RTN, maybe a little.
Yeah, you're right. It would be like a Road to Nats sort of thing, with regionals being more like callings, because it represents like a big section of the country. And then they're going to have...
like a ProQuest or something.
Yeah. And then on their website, they showed exclusive playmats you'll get, playmats for entering, playmats for getting top cut, different promos and all that stuff. They're going to give a specific card, which lets you get to, Nationals? Which is where you trade the card in, and then they give you the card back, but it's like, this is how we know you won.
Regret.
Yeah, oh, that's right, yeah.
I don't know why they picked that. It's something about like you'll regret not getting it or something.
Huh?
That's really cute. I do like that. I like the idea of like your ticket is a prize card. I mean, this is like, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh.
You'll have to tell me.
Okay, so the way it works is they got like invited to the Duelist Kingdom tournament or whatever.
Okay.
Like, but they had cards, and this is like how you got in. Was like 2 cards, and at one point Bandit Keith steals Joey, so he can't get in.
That's not nice. That's rude.
He has to give him one of his, and then they
can
join.
All right.
But it's funny because like you do actually need the card, which is true for this too, right? Like you do actually have to hand them. Yeah,
you hand it to them, and then they give you something. They give you basically the same card back, but it doesn't say like, I don't think it says like qualifier or something. I'm not 100% sure, but
it is exclusive.
Yeah.
Like you hand over an exclusive card to receive an exclusive card. So, I mean, that's interesting in a way. Like, I think that's really fun. The only thing that worries me a little bit about it, as opposed to it just like going on your like an account, like goes into your account bank, like other card games, or like your invite, you can actually lose it.
Well, something. It's kind of with that. Something Evan and I were discussing was, and now we'll get your thoughts on it. How do you feel about? And I do believe this happens in Flesh and Blood, but it's a little different. How do you feel that like? Let's say Josue qualifies and you don't, but he can't make it.
Yep.
So you can just buy the qualification off him. You're just like, I'll give you $500 for that card.
I am all for it.
Okay.
100%.
What is it called in Flesh and Blood?
A PTI.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Professional tournament invitation.
Okay.
And so you're talking about in Flesh and Blood, a PTI is transferable. So in all intents and purposes, you can sell them, right? So you can say like my PTI is up for sale for $600, and if you want to, you can buy it, and then you can go to either a Pro Tour or Worlds, right? You don't have to qualify. PTIs are typically given out in that game for top 8ing a calling or top 32ing a Pro Tour, because those are a little bit more exclusive. And usually they want to keep people on the Pro Tour, so it's harder to get in, but it's easier to stay in once you're in. But those PTIs are transferable again, so you can sell them. So if there's an event you can't make, you can make money off of it. One thing I like about that, so I get where some people are like, I don't like it because it makes it so that someone can just spend money and get in. And I get that. I get it's like, oh, the integrity of the game is a little sullied at that point, just a bit. However, from a player's perspective, it's great, right? I really do think so, because it gives someone who, like, let's say the next big event is in, I don't know, let's say it's in Toronto, right?
Okay.
I can't afford to go to Toronto, but it gives me something that I can still work for and like still earn. And it's something like I can sell it. I have something to do with it that's not just sitting in my account or something like that. So I don't know. I
agree with you.
I also think that like anyone who's buying their way into a tournament, you probably don't have to worry about them.
Right. I don't think they're going to snipe the event when they couldn't qualify in the first place.
There's always that chance that they do, or like something along those lines. But I don't think it's a big deal that the entry is transferable at all. I think anyone who's serious about the game, who wants to do well, will not transfer it anyway.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I also think that, especially in these times, like, someone could get COVID and they're like, there's just no way I can go. And it gives it to another person, one way or the other, whether they sell it or donate it or I don't know, whatever. But stuff happens. So
it also gives players agency in a way, right? Because like, so a lot of times at these qualifying tournaments, what players will do is they'll scoop their friends into top 8 or scoop their friends into whatever, right? Because they already have their invite or something like that, where now they can still play it out and still give it to their friend that they were just going to scoop into the event anyway. So I don't know. I just don't see it as a big deal. If you do, I also get it. I'm not like, how, like, you're stupid or whatever. Like, no, I don't see that. I definitely see both sides, but I think at the end of the day, I just think it's not a really big deal. And another reason I don't think it's that big of a deal is the amount of them is so low that I don't think it's just like, it doesn't matter for most people.
No,
like the amount of invitations, the amount of these Orb of Regrets that'll get you into an event out is just so not large.
Right.
So,
and bottom line, if you really want to go, win. Just win, win, and you'll go.
It's like at the end of the day, if it bothers you so much, take it from that person by winning.
Yeah.
Not by like taking it from them. But no, just win the event that you're worried about, and you don't have to worry about it.
That solves that. No, I agree on that. I like how the cards look. I do know we get Orb of Regret. I think Europe, they get a different card. I don't know if it was Orb of Glitter but they did change it based on.
That's kind of cool.
Yep. So
good move.
What else? This is brought up every day, whether it's Discord or we're talking about whatever. All right. So the game is obviously doing incredibly well.
Are we going to market?
We are going.
We're going to market.
We're going to.
I need to have like transitions where it's like market talk,
and money just explodes all over. And so, as a store at the Haven, one thing Matt and I see, one thing we see a lot is a couple of weeks ago.
It's just you in the corner.
A friend of ours, which I will not say his name.
Okay.
He dropped off like a lot of dungeon guides, a nice little Easter basket of them. And I think at the time, I think they were like $17. And
that was already like a feels bad.
Yeah, we were like,
because the way they were dropped off for reference is that they were dropped off via Prelude starter kits. Right, it was like 10. Preludes.
Yeah.
It was
Sorry, you said Prelude. Yeah.
It was like 10 of the Kickstarter starter, like the one that has Rye and Lorraine, like together, and those come with 4 dungeon guides if you didn't know. Well, at the time, it was like, well, I don't need. He bought a big lot.
Yep.
And they came with them because it was like someone's Kickstarter allotment, and they're like, I don't know what to do with these. So just give them to the Haven.
Yeah, and the consensus though, and it has been was for a very long time, was dungeon guides are just everyone's got them. Everyone at our pre-launch event got them. Everyone's got a play set. Like it was, why would this card ever be more than like 50 cents? Just, but yeah.
Yeah, and then your game grows, and people missed out on Kickstarter, and it is very. I don't like saying difficult as far as pulling a card.
Because no, it's difficult.
No, but
I've pulled like 3.
I don't like using the word difficult because I don't think it's difficult. I think it's rare. It's not hard.
I'll say this:
if it's in the pack, it wasn't very difficult to get it out of the pack.
I think it's difficult for someone to, if they have the mindset of I am buying this box for a dungeon guide, they're in for some disappointment because rares are not guaranteed.
Most likely. Not only are they not guaranteed, it's incredibly rare to pull even any specific rare. If you're sniping any rare, whether it's like Flame Sweep, which I think is a rare, but like anything like any specific rare, you're fighting a losing battle buying sealed product in this game. It's just a fact. Now, Fractured Crown is a much smaller set, so you will have a better time. As far as getting rares. Yeah. Again, I would almost never buy sealed in any trading card game for a specific card. But you will have a better time pulling any specific card out of Fractured Crown because that set is like 90-ish cards, I think.
It's like 97 cards, yeah. It's like a third of this
and then,
set. Yeah.
Grand Archive is a massive 200-plus card set where it's difficult. And especially because you only ever get one rare. Unless you get a foil rare, which you only get 3 foils per box, so don't count on that either. So I'm just saying, like, no, we did not expect Dungeon Guide to go where it is. Right. I think it's approaching $30 at this point. It's like $28 was the last price I saw.
So right now they're at, when I last looked, it was this morning. They are at $34 per. Also before, because we've got a lot to say about it, but. Something to remember is it's also harder to pull a specific rare than it is like an SR because the pool of SRs is way smaller. You have like a gazillion rares. Yeah. So to narrow it down to just one, no. So seeing it go from like even $17, we were like, that's
when
insanity.
They were like $4.
Yeah. Pay $16, get your play set, and like you're done. Now in fact, because we had a new player and he was like, so do you really need Dungeon Guide? And he saw someone do like, okay, I'm hitting level 2, do this, level 3 with Dungeon Guide, and he's like, all right, I need these. Now here's the crazy part. Here is the insanity. At least I think so. He was like, how much are Dungeon Guides? And we're like, for a play set, it's probably going to run you about $130. And he was like, but like, you kind of need them for your deck, right? And he's like, oh, that's not so bad. And I was like, what? What?
TCGs in 2023. Yeah.
I was like, but maybe compared to other games, a playset of a card that you kind of need in most decks. I'm sure you can get away with not using them.
Right. So like,
maybe it isn't that bad. I don't know.
Well, again, I bring up Flesh and Blood a lot. It's my game outside of Grand Archive. Tell someone they need a playset of Command and Conquer.
Oh,
it's $250, like right there. It's $86 a card right now, or something like that. And that's for the stinky white border one that no one likes. So, I like white border, but anyway. So, I get it. It's just, I mean, it's a luxury game. Every TCG is a luxury in some way, shape, or form. If it were up to me, every playable will be no more than $20. That's just the way I look at it. A lot of people have differing opinions on what things should be. Collector cards, I go to the moon. I don't care personally. Yeah. I'm also not a store, so like I don't have to make money on my product. So like I don't have my cards aren't product. So
right.
I don't have to make money on singles or anything. I like making money on singles. I like it when my cards have some value. I don't want them to be worthless, but at the same time, I'm very much a proponent of accessibility in card games. That's why I like any card game that supports draft. That's why I hope in the future that future draft sets are balanced maybe around 3 packs in Grand Archive. I don't know how they could do that, maybe 15 cards a pack or something like that, but being 6 packs right now is a bit of an ask for anyone coming into, hey, you have to buy a quarter of a box just to draft.
Which, speaking of which, we can go back to that. I really like the sealed. They're not called sealed.
We haven't gotten there
products,
yet,
but I like those.
I have no idea what they call them. I don't remember without looking at it. But they remind me a lot of Pokemon pre-release packs. So basically, you get like a little starter deck. It's poor choice of words because it's not a starter deck, but you get like a deck of cards. It's like half a deck, right? It's like sort of built, got some consistency in it. It's got like, oh, here's some consistency cards, here's some staples. And then you get 3 packs of Fracture Crown and 3 packs of Dawn of Ashes, and you build your deck. And I think that is brilliant. I'm happy they're doing that. And I think I know this one isn't a pre-release pack specifically, but I hope that they use this format for pre-releases in the future.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good way to go about it. Again, this product, you can't do it every week, right? Because it's like a $30 product. I think it's like in the 20s or something.
I'm not sure what like the MSRP was, but
between 25 and 30, I think. Don't quote me on that price because again, I don't have it in front of me, but it's a really interesting product. I'll pop it up on the screen, you'll see it. But I like the direction they're going. I just hope that if I could give any feedback as far as the draft experience, let me start off. I don't like sealed. Personally, it's not my thing. I think these packs are perfect for a pre-release. I have a lot of fun with pre-release, but after pre-release, I have very little interest in playing sealed. Again, personally, draft on the other hand, I am much more a proponent of. I think draft formats are a great test of skill in terms of card evaluation on the fly. What should I pick? How can I read signals? Things like that. And I think the decks are much more curated because you should be picking the cards that are good for your deck as they come around. And I hope that, I think with 24 packs in a box, that's how much Grand Archive, right? It's 24 packs?
24 packs.
At 3 packs per person is like the perfect sweet spot to like, a box is a draft.
And a draft is usually like 8 people.
No, it's perfect. Yeah, a box is a pod, right? So maybe 15 cards per pack and a token that kind of helps with it. I don't know. I'm not a card designer, but to me, that's the sweet spot. And I hope they kind of understand that draft is a format that's good to support. I feel like Dawn of Ashes draft wasn't really, it's there. You can draft it. It doesn't feel super what's the word? Like,
no, there were certain gaps that
There's gaps.
all of
That's
us
a good way to put
noticed. And it was like, no, like it's not bad, but a couple players had we talked about it. They couldn't even get a hero. They're like,
you're a crystal.
Yeah, like, congrats. Stuff like that.
So yeah, so I love this product though. I think it's a great product, especially, you know who this product is really good for? New players. So new players do not always want to buy a starter deck. That's something that people need to understand, I think. A lot of times you're going to push them towards a starter deck. I think trial decks in the store are great, which also Grand Archive does, because that's, pushing them to learn how to play the game. But once you learn, a lot of players look at starter decks as worthless. And we can thank Magic for that, honestly, because a Magic starter deck is worthless, and it's not even a good representation of how to play Magic, how a actual deck plays. Whereas like I feel like this product actually helps you in deck building and deck construction, because your deck isn't like completely made for you. You still have to open the little pre-made,
like the base.
It's like a starter. It's like a literal starter. Like here's some kindling for your for your deck fire, and then you open packs and you have to like evaluate, pick the best cards, and it's better than just a straight up sealed format. I will say that. So I really like this product. I really like where they're going, and I hope it continues to evolve and get better. And I think they're heading in a really good place with it.
Yeah, I do. it wasn't on like the event page, but I do think they also said at Ascent they're gonna have a side event where
it's just those
you use those. So I don't know if we're gonna get them before Ascent or what, but at least if we don't, we can try that Ascent and go.
Yeah, or
like a hand, yeah. But I'm pretty confident we'll like it and all
that'd be
that
good
stuff. So no, it was pretty cool seeing that.
And it makes the game accessible, which is kind of like where we were going with this market discussion in general. Is that what I've noticed is like, again, foil cards to the moon. Don't care. Honestly, like I actually think not. Don't care is a bad word, a bad term. I like that they're doing that, actually. I like that foil cards, when you pull one, it has value. It helps you go infinite in a way. Like, if I'm a player first, so I pull a foil, I say, what can I get for it? And then I'm able to put that into more playable cards for my deck, and that's a good thing. It's when things like Dungeon Guide and I think I saw Rending Flames. Was completely gone on TCG Player. The only thing available with $19 foils. And if someone's learning to... or not learning, but they're building their deck. They see they're copying a deck list, which net decking's fine. It's okay. I do it. Everyone does it. Anyway, they're net decking. They're learning. They're building that first, competitive deck, and then you say, "Oh, I need 3 to 4 Rending Flames." Oh, the only ones available to me are $20 foils, and that's like a ouchie.
Oh yeah,
like this rare is $20, and
because at that point building your deck is an investment and you hope it pays off,
and you hope it doesn't get nerfed. You hope there's a ban and restricted announcement coming around, and they're probably not going to do anything. It's probably going to just be a more of like a watch list, like, hey, these cards are on our radar, as like maybe they're too good or too powerful, but you never know. Companies are kind of unpredictable. I do really appreciate when ban and restricted announcements are scheduled, not just like a drop it.
Oh,
like,
good morning. All this stuff's worthless now. Can I give my, and I think you agreed with it, but can I give my recommendation if they nerf something?
Sure.
And it's obvious, but also maybe not so obvious. I'll explain why. Obviously, it is when Lorraine hits level 2. Even if they want to nerf it, but not completely like get rid of it. So right now, Lorraine gets +2 when she hits level 2.
Yep.
I think just -1. If they give her +1, I think it opens up the threshold. Same effect, draw cards, but I think it gives a threshold where certain allies on the field will survive. Right now, I can buff and I can do all this garbage and get units that have, or allies that have 3 health to 5 health, and you're still like, well, good afternoon, and you cleave them anyway because you have your sword. And you have the +2 from cleave and the +2 from leveling, and
it's usually 4 to 5 damage, which is very hard to overcome, especially if they go to level 2 in response to you playing that ally, right? Because normally you won't have the resources in hand to keep it alive, right? Like a favorable winds or something like that. You played the ally, so it's very difficult to also have the resources to pay for something like a favorable winds, and even then, that favorable winds might not be enough to keep it alive. Right.
Yeah.
So
there were 2 opponents at locals. It was Michael and it was Zach, and both of them, they were like, "Well, I could play allies, but then you're just going to hit level 2 and cleave me." So they literally passed.
Yep.
And I'm like, there is no way that's good for you. But if you play allies, there's no way that's good for you. That's not good. That's not good.
Yeah, I mean, we are getting some help. We know for sure, right? So water especially is getting a card that really helps. I mean, it just negates an attack, right?
Yes.
So that,
yes.
That is very good. Now, they can always just turn around and Dungeon Guide and do it again. But usually they can't sweep twice. All the sweeps are very expensive. So usually they can like attack again, but not really sweep the board again. So,
is there any other way we would have knowledge of something that could help with that?
Maybe. I guess we're just gonna hard pivot.
Yes, we are.
Probably our last topic
very
for the day. I'm very excited. This is the first time this ever happened to me. So we've been covering card games on Adventure Co. since like 2020, 2019 is when this channel first started.
Even I didn't know it was 2019.
So it was pretty much right when we were called Wraith Adventure Company because
okay.
it was Flesh and Blood related, but we changed the name because we wanted to widen our horizons. We didn't want to be pigeonholed into just Flesh and Blood. Congrats, Grand Archive. Well, for things like this, because we wanted to branch out just in case there was ever another game that we enjoyed to talk about. And lo and behold, here's Grand Archive, and our efforts have the fruits of our
very
labor.
Very happy about that.
I just want to say thank you to the devs over at Weebs of the Shore. You guys are awesome. We have been given not one, but 2 spoiler cards that you will get to see the next Monday after this episode airs. So not obviously this one that you're seeing on Monday, but the week after. I believe that's the 2nd or 1st.
It's the 5th.
It's the 5th.
June 5th, because that's when I'm heading to DC.
Yep. So you will see on June 5th at 10 a.m. when this episode goes live. We won't dangle it over. We'll spoil it pretty early in the video.
Yes, we are. Yeah. Oh, I hate that stuff. They're like, well, if you find out the birth date of the person who made this video and the moon phase, no, we'll be throw it at you.
Going crazy. We'll be so excited, but we will show the video off, or we will show the not 1 but 2 cards that we got. We'll talk about it, what we think about the cards, and how good or like what kind of combos you can do with it, what it might go good with, especially because that is a spoiler season, so we'll know some of the other cards that have gotten spoiled as well, and we'll see if there's any synergy between what we got and what they got, and we're just very excited. So I want to thank Weeds of the Shore so much for this opportunity, and especially Silidar. He's the one that messaged me. He was like, hey, would you like to spoil a card on Recollection? And I was like, shit, yeah, I would. So I think that's exactly how I responded. So, I was like, yes, holy shit, yes, please, that would be awesome. So
I'm going to say this in case, because on Facebook, a lot of people have been already guessing, not from us, but just like in general, what's coming. I will say one thing. There are people going, it was like to main deck and us, they were like, oh, I bet it's like the Cleric hero, or I bet it's this. And it's like, no, that stuff has...
We already know that's not coming, right?
Right. They clearly said it's set 3, so do not get your hopes up that Billy Bob the Cleric is showing up. It's not happening.
Yeah, because I'll put this out there into the universe. If we do a good enough job spoiling a card, if you so would like to grace us next spoiler season, I don't want to beg for more things as we just got this one, but I am a huge Ranger stan and would love to spoil anything Ranger related next set. That would be awesome. No,
that would be fantastic.
I'll even dress up as a Ranger or something. I don't know.
And sure. And the cool thing is that's this year.
That is,
I think the set was called like AL or ACH or AL. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. I think it's ALC, like for alchemy or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just got a code name right now. Like this one was ARM. Fractured Crown was ARM.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't even stand for what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just a code name until we get like an official announcement, which I think we're getting during Ascent. There's like a look forward. I think that Silidar and the other devs are doing. And that's going to be really exciting. And I'm just, again, I'm so thankful, and I'm very excited to show off what we got for you guys. I think it's going to be, I think the cards are really, really good, and I'm not just saying that. And I think you'll be very excited to see what we.
Yeah, I am really excited. When they made the announcement on Discord, and as soon as I walked into the shop, Tim and like 4 other people were like, "So what is it?" And I'm like, "That's not how it works. At least." Not without a whole lot of money.
I will say I lied a little bit and I said I hadn't seen it yet.
Hey, that's fine.
I have seen it.
Fine. It's good.
But you're getting nothing from me.
It's just one more week. You guys.
Yeah, it's one more week from when they watch this. So we will set it as a premiere. Because then I get to like watch it with you guys and be like super hyped. Just really excited for that. I can't wait. And one more time, just thank you so much.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. I think that was mostly everything. There was one other thing I wanted to go over because some people have asked in the past. I know you brought it up. You knew what it was, but you've brought it up. So during the Discord shop, and I think during the Discord tournaments, let me see if I can get this positioned right. They sometimes give out these like Sylvie. I don't know if the lighting's gonna be these Sylvie coins. And I think a lot of people have either got like thrown them out or they're just like, oh, it's kind of neat, but like
there's like a coin machine thing like at Houston, right? Which I think is a really cool thing to do.
So if you have these, which now that people are catching on that there's a coin machine, which they said you can redeem for, and then they didn't say, maybe it's like promos, just all sorts of crazy stuff. Don't throw those out. Make sure you bring them. And because I've now gone on the marketplace, and now people are buying them or they're trading them and stuff like that. So if you do have them, bring them along. You're gonna maybe hit the metal detector on the way, but like, bring them. Don't throw them out. They're pretty cool. I'm looking forward to see if they announce what could be in the machine, or because like you said, we still have like 4 or 5 months until then. But anyways, that was just more of a PSA. Bring those with you.
I got one. I have one. I will bring it with me.
Was it like this?
It looks exactly. Yeah. It looks they? Yeah, they did that.
Okay. Yeah, they usually. I think it's if you bought from the Discord or
for me it was played. I won a raffle in the last Discord tournament.
Oh, okay.
And my promo came in that, and also had the coin taped to it, just like that.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So
I untaped.
That's pretty cool though. But yeah.
And I think with that, that's everything. We are super excited for Fractured Crown. Super excited to go to Ascent Houston over in September, and super excited to bring you our awesome, really cool spoiler cards to you next Monday. Subscribe if you haven't already. It helps us out a lot. We want to get to 1,000. That way we can just keep bringing more content to you, better content. Gameplay video is coming. We have bought equipment to do so. We're going to be commentating over it, and we're just really excited to be part of Grand Archive. And really, one more time, I know I thanked them like 3 times already.
No.
One last time.
The quad thank. Let's do it.
Thank you so much to Weaves of the Shore for it's a bit of recognition, and it's just a really great opportunity to help them promote their game and promote our channel and promote Fractured Crown and some really cool cards that are coming out of the set. And there's some spice. And we're excited.
Yes, there is.
We're excited to bring it to you. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're here next week. And I think that's it for us.
That's it.
Peace.
Bye.
Oh, Nia.